Hey guys, what's up? It's your Street, and today I bring you guys another video. You've probably read the title, right? It says, how to spoof without downgrading. Now, I'm very sorry. I've actually clickbaited you. Get clickbaited. Anyway, so today basically the goal of this video is today I'm going to be answering some of the more common questions regarding spoofing. Things like, oh, how can I spoof without downgrading? Can I spoof on my phone? What devices I can spoof on? And why is it that sometimes I can teleport somewhere, but then I can't catch Pokemon? These are just some of the few questions that I'll be answering. The full list of questions will be in the description below, and I might put timestamps, I might not, but they'll probably be in order. Before we continue, I'd like to introduce you to my sponsor. This is buypokemonletsgoaccount.com, and they're the sponsor of today's video. Basically, they offer a ton of Pokemon Go accounts for very good prices. As you can see here, level 25 Pokemon Go accounts for just £35. Pretty good if you ask me. Level 40 accounts up down here for £200 only. Considering how much effort it takes to put into a level 40 account, that's pretty good. They also come with 450,000 Stardust, as you can see in the video. I already have 600,000 Stardust because this account that I actually have in the video was sponsored by them. So definitely check them out, and if you want to find a Pokemon Go account, this is where to get it. So, the first question that I have up here is login errors. Now, some people always come into my Discord saying, "Yo, I get not able to authenticate errors," which is kind of frustrating because every time I log into Pokemon Go, it gives me the can't authenticate error. Now, how do you get rid of this? Now, I get this as well sometimes. And one of the best ways to actually fix this is to just close Pokemon Go, clear data, and then just reopen it. So usually, what you do is you go to Settings, go to Installed Apps, just go to Pokemon Go. If it'll load. And then basically you want to click the application, click clear data, clear cache, clear data, obviously. And then usually it fixes it. So Pokemon Go, you want to click this button, clear data, clear cache. And usually that basically eradicates the issue and it shouldn't be a problem anymore. If you still have it though, sometimes it helps to just log out of your account and then log back in. Which is something I do from time to time to make sure I'm not banned. But it's definitely something you can try as well if the clear data, clear cache thing doesn't actually work for you. So another thing that people always ask is, oh, why can I not join gyms, or why can't I catch Pokemon when I teleport somewhere? This is the result of being soft banned. And to know whether you're soft banned or not, it's very simple. All you gotta do is try and spin a PokéStop, and if it spins, then you're fine. Then you're not soft banned. But like if it spins like this, boom, you're not soft banned. If you get items, you're not soft banned. But if you're soft banned, it will either say error or it just won't spin and it won't turn purple. Remember that. That's the key issue. That's the key reason. That's the key reason or like way to know that you're soft banned or not. And basically, how do you avoid soft ban? Basically, there's a chart, and you gotta obey the amount of time that it takes to teleport and over a certain amount of distance. So I think it's over everything over 200 kilometers. I'm pretty sure is 1 second. I'm pretty sure over 200 kilometers, everything is gonna be soft banned for 2 hours more. So let's say you're in Hong Kong and you want to jump to San Francisco. How long would you have to wait? You'd have to wait 2 hours. So basically, you can teleport there, but you will be soft banned and you cannot do anything in the game. I mean, you can do stuff like you can trade Pokemon for one. You can actually you can do a bunch of stuff with your Pokédex. You can remove items and stuff, but you cannot catch Pokemon. You cannot spin PokéStops, and you cannot participate in gyms, which is kind of frustrating. But it's something that you're gonna have to learn to deal with because soft bans is basically a Niantic thing, and it's not one of the FGL PRO things or one of the special Android app things. It's not something you can blame them for because it's actually something Niantic implemented to target spoofers and to make it so that it's more difficult to actually play while spoofing. Which I think is a pretty good way to actually get people to stop spoofing. But yeah, so there's another question on here. It says, you always get kicked out of gyms. Now, I sometimes get this, kind of rarely, but I still do from time to time. And what it is usually you're trying to participate in a gym battle, and then halfway through the gym, or just as you're about to get into the lobby, or as you're about to get into the fight, you get kicked out with like the error 32 or error 11 or error 12 or something. And it's really frustrating. Now, how do you get rid of this? Some people ask me in the comments and in my Discord as well, how do I actually prevent this from happening? Now, the best way to do this is to check whether you're not soft banned, because soft ban will actually stop you from participating in a gym, and you'll get kicked out the same way that you will get kicked out for an error 11. you need to make sure that you're not on error 11 as the countdown for the lobby finishes. So as it's going through 3, 2, and 1, keep tapping that joystick to refresh your location and make sure you're not soft banned while you enter the lobby. Usually when that go screen appears as the gym starts, I usually just spam tap my joystick to make sure I'm not teleporting back to where I usually was, and then I wouldn't be able to participate in the gym, which is frustrating. So the next thing that people always ask is what can trigger cooldown. Now there's a bunch of things that can trigger cooldown, but there are like 4 main things. The first one is participating in a gym battle. Actually, no, it's not that, is it? No. Putting Pokemon in a gym will trigger the cooldown and make it so that you cannot run anywhere without a time requirement. The second thing is catching Pokemon, which I assume is kind of obvious. The third thing is if you try and spin a PokéStop and you try and spin a PokéStop back like 2,000 kilometers away, you're going to have to wait 2 hours, unfortunately. And the last thing that will actually trigger cooldown is actually just doing a gym, to be honest. Doing a gym will, if you catch the Pokemon at the end of a gym, you will actually trigger cooldown. But something very special about gyms is that you can actually do lots of gyms around the world, but as long as you don't attempt to catch the Pokemon at the end, as long as you just flee the battle instantly as you see the Pokemon, you can actually just keep going, because it doesn't set your location to that area, so you can actually keep catching Pokemon, or, of course, just raiding, like speed raiding, which I'll probably go over in another video, because speed raiding is pretty important in terms of leveling up and stuff. So, next one, what is soft ban? How do I get how to spoof without, okay. What is soft ban? I've already gone over what is soft ban, and, you know, like, it's kind of obvious now at this point after I've said so much about it, but soft ban basically is a restriction from Niantic or Pokémon GO that requires you to have to wait a certain time before you can actually teleport a certain distance. Basically, that's what it is. There's going to be a chart on the screen. If there isn't, then you can come to my Discord and I'll show you. Very, very simple. So, how do I spoof without downgrading? I get this question, like, I swear to God, I get this question at least 3 times a day. It's kind of sad. But how to spoof without downgrading? You cannot actually spoof without downgrading, unfortunately. And it restricts a lot of people because either people have very new phones or they have very old phones, which is kind of unfortunate because the only phones that can actually spoof are things above 5.2, and I'm pretty sure it's below 8.0. Everything above Android 8.0, you probably can't spoof. There's actually a way to check whether you can spoof or not, which comes to my second question, whether I can spoof on this device or not. A lot of people actually ask this question, and they expect me to know the answer, which is kind of weird because I don't exactly know every single device or every single Android device or Samsung device or whatever, and it's kind of frustrating because I can't actually tell them the answer. The best way to actually figure out whether you can spoof or not is to find out whether you can downgrade below 12.6.85 or 12.6.89. Because currently, these are the only 2 versions, these are the only 2 most updated versions of Pokemon GO, or Google Play services rather, that you can actually spoof on. So, let's imagine you want to get to 12.6.89 or 12.6.85, and you try and downgrade, boom, you go to 12.8.75. That's your base factory version of Google Play services. You know what that means then? You can't spoof, because if your factory version is not below 12.6.85, you can't spoof. It's very frustrating, but yes. Anyway, that's something that's very, very unfortunate, and I hate to see it because a lot of people can't spoof because of it, but Niantic's cracking down on spoofing, and this is probably one of the ways that most people are going to stop spoofing, because unless you root your phone, there's really no way to actually use a spoof app without getting error 12 while being above 12.6.89. So, the next thing that people kind of ask me, I mean, sometimes, I still get this question some of the time, like how to stop auto-updating. Now, auto-updating is kind of unfortunate because it's more of a Google Play Store thing, and to stop auto-updating, if the option in Google Play, wait, I'll just show you guys. So, if you go to Google Play Store, if you click this, and you go to your settings, click that, very simple, auto-update apps. So if this does not actually stop applications from updating, one of the things that you're going to actually have to do is you have to go to settings, go to installed apps, Play Store, and actually disable Google Play Store. And this is kind of frustrating for people because disabling Google Play Store makes it so that nothing can update and you can't download anything until you update anything. Very frustrating, I know. Which means that it's either it works or it doesn't, so it's kind of some sacrifices you're going to have to make if you want to spoof with Pokemon GO. Like, spoofing is not hard. I mean, it's not easy. Sorry, I didn't mean that. It's not easy. And to get it right correctly is something that takes a lot of patience, I'd say. So one of the other things is how to get rid of error 12. Error 12 is more of a spoofing application, and whether you have the correct Google Play service version or not. The only two applications that actually work is Fake GPS Pro, which I've made a video on, and FGL Pro, which I've made like 17 videos on. Those are the only two apps that work. If you're using anything else, you will get error 12, and you probably will get banned. So I highly recommend using only the two apps that I've made videos on, and anything else is probably just like you're just doomed if you use those. And error 12, like basically just have the right settings. Like I've shown my settings in FGL Pro like at least 1,000,000 times by now. Yikes, those are some spooky ads for FGL Pro. Would not want kids seeing that. But these are basically the settings that I use. You can keep autofix on or off. It doesn't really matter, to be honest. It's really personal preference. And then everything else here you keep on. Help banner, buy softband, cooldown time chart, etc., etc. And if you're using the correct settings, usually you won't get error 12 and you'll be fine. So what devices can or cannot spoof? I've already gone over this. Why can't I downgrade? Okay, so another thing is why people always like say, oh, I can't install the application. I can't install 12.6.85 on my phone. Now, the thing with installing a new application on your phone is if you do not have the application on your phone, you can install it. And there's also another way to install things, and that's if you have a lower version of the application, right? So if you're trying to install 12.6.85 and you have 11.9, then you're going to be able to install it because it's a higher version than what you already have. But if you're trying to install 12.6.85 when you have like 13.4, it's not going to work because apps cannot backtrack, they can only improve. Unfortunately, this is how their applications are designed. So if you have an app like that, if your factory, that's why I always say, right, if your factory version is higher than 12.6.89, unfortunately for you, you can't spoof. Anyway, that's it for the video, guys. I hope like some of these answers actually made some of those questions kind of irrelevant, and hopefully you kind of get how spoofing works and how best to go about spoofing. I'd like to thank everyone for 7,000 subscribers, because I haven't really thanked anyone for 7,000 subscribers, and I guarantee you there will be a Pokemon Go account giveaway very, very soon. So you should definitely look forward to that. And it's very easy to enter. All you gotta do is be subscribed. Like, it doesn't really matter. You don't even have to comment. Just be subscribed, and there'll be a giveaway very soon. Hopefully we can do that. And of course, if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to join our Discord. We are now over 2,000 members, which is pretty crazy. And yeah, if you enjoyed the video, subscribe, like, share the video, and I'll see you guys after like a week or so, because I'm actually going on a trip to visit universities. But yeah, peace out for now.
And even though I know you're not the one, I'm gonna miss you day.